how give us your thoughts. How excited are you to go get a chance to play at the Shoe? What are your thoughts going into this game?
It's definitely an exciting opportunity. To be able to play in an atmosphere like that. They have their blackout. I think it's their first one in a couple of years. So it'll be cool. I'm excited about it. And I'm just ready to attack the week and prepare it as best I can.
Everybody talks about Ohio State's offense. What do you notice about their front seven on defense from what you've been able to see, whether on tape or on TV or whatever?
Definitely faster than the teams that we've played. Obviously very talented. I think it'll be a good test for us. It'll be a good test. I'm excited to see how we match up against them come game time.
When you say faster, do you mean just the skill, like backers and back end, or do you also mean the defensive linemen?
Everyone. Everybody's fast. It's a very fast defense, and very, like I said, very talented. Those guys are there for a reason, and they're playing for a reason. So it'll be a good test for us.
And that defense has only allowed about 84 yards in the first few weeks. How are you looking to break that mold, especially with the three of you guys?
84 yards rushing.
Rushing guys.
I think we just have to play our brand of football. Physical, downhill running, and just try to do what we do best.
Braelon, you mentioned their front and being fastest. They do some unique things where they got that one defensive end that's kind of a 2-point move around.
Yeah.
Does that change how you have to read a play when they've got a guy that's not going to be set, or how do you adjust to that?
As a running back, it doesn't change anything for us. But obviously you have to game plan for something like that. But in terms of our room, it doesn't change much.
What you've seen so far of Ohio State, what's the biggest challenge you think their front presents to you getting some space and some holes?
They do a lot of stunts, kind of trying to get us off of our combos. They'll bring twists and bring a backer, and kind of messes with how your double teams on run plays. So I think that, and overall just the speed and talent of those guys, obviously a little more than what we've seen so far.
Graham's numbers at least seem a lot better started this year versus the start of last year. What's the biggest change you've noticed in him over the last year? The biggest way maybe which he's grown or anything like that?
I would say he's getting the opportunity to throw the ball, down the field a little bit more than we were last year. That, and I think, just his approach the entire offseason really kind of transformed himself, I feel like. And I think that it's showing now, the work that he's put in.
Is this a game where you kind of expect Ohio State to make you guys win through the air? Like a lot of teams stack the box. Is that kind of your expectation, that they're going to key on stopping you and Chase?
Yeah, I would expect that. That's kind of what we expect going into each and every game. So I don't think that this one will be much different. But now I would say after the past couple weeks, they would kind of have to respect our pass game a little more, which obviously will help the run game. But however we have to win, we got to do what we have to do to win. If we got to throw the ball 50 times, and so be it. But if we're able to run the ball, I think that'll help us. But whatever we have to do.
Braelon, it looked like you got an adequate amount of rest on Saturday, too. How beneficial do you think that was for you and the guys coming into this game?
I can't say, that's what I wanted necessarily. But, it is what it is. And I think, my body does feel better than it did the week before, the post-game. So I think it helps a lot in that way. And just kind of keeping us all fresh, I guess.
All three of you top running backs got in the end zone last week. Just how much better do you think it makes the offense when you guys are kind of feeding off each other and be able to work off each other series by series or play by play?
A lot better. I think, when you got guys that can, if I need a rest and you have another guy that can hop at 2 more guys, 3 more guys that can just hop in and pick up where you left off, be able to trust in those guys, it helps us a lot.
Go ahead.
But we always see you guys on the sideline kind of talking about different plays and what you guys have seen. How helpful is that when you come off the field and you've got a starting level running back that can kind of tell you, hey, like this is happening beyond what you maybe can see when you have the ball?
Yeah, it's definitely helpful. you know, like you said, guys who know what they're talking about and who you can trust. You know, Chez on the one I had a run that I kind of cut it back, and it's like if you kept it front side, you probably could have hit the outside. And so be it. I'm feeling. You know, I watched it. And, probably could have. So it's just having trust in those guys. That know what they're talking about definitely helps.
Was that the one that Beach was pulling in front of you, the right side maybe?
No, it was.
Okay.
Nah, because it's going left. It was first.
Can I ask you about your teammate Isaac? Were you curious how he would come back from kind of a weird, fluky injury with the speed? How he might? Were you watching him or asking him, or what's your thoughts on that comeback?
Yeah, I was pretty interested. You know, I'd heard some things about the injury. One of my friends, high school teammate, had the same one, and he was like a really fast guy. And you know, from what I heard, he wasn't the same when he came back. You know, he had like some clicking in his foot or whatever, and he just wasn't as fast. So I was interested to see how Isaac will return. And as soon as I saw him run, I was like, not much has changed. So props to him on a good recovery.
Just an instinct from you. Do you think that was him and the work that he put in, or do you think it's some of his luck when you come back from something like that, or you know, maybe you're just a healthy guy? I mean, it sounds like you really rehabbed like crazy.
Yeah, definitely. The work that you put in has a lot to do with it. I can't really say, you know, I haven't had any. Thankfully, haven't had any experiences with it. But I would say it's most of it. Yeah, most of it's the work that he puts in.
You know Travion Henderson at all? I mean, obviously he was a same situation as you were in last year.
Yeah, I know him a little bit.
What are your impressions of what he was able to do last year?
Impressive. He's a very talented player, and you know, he, like you said, we were kind of in the same situation, and you know, he made the most of his opportunity. So I respect him a lot for that. I'm excited to see him play.
Do you like being in the underdog role? Because, I mean, outside perception is that Wisconsin's not going to win this game.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I think, you know, it kind of gives us an extra edge. And, I mean, really, you know, if as the underdog, you don't have much to lose. You know, we go into this game with everything to gain. So I think that's how we're approaching it. I'm excited to play.
I wanted to ask you about Graham as well, the noise factor. It's really important to have good leadership, nonverbal skills, and all that. How has he done with that, from what you can tell, or what's your opinion on being able to communicate with everybody?
You're saying in game?
When it's loud
when
and
it's
you
loud,
can't
yeah.
hear.
Yeah, so that kind of goes into the preparation during the week. Kind of like we even started today, you know, our silent count, you know, it's going to be loud in there. So you kind of have to have a plan in place to be able to execute. So I mean, it's part Graham, part with the coaching staff, and everybody, making sure everybody's on the same page with what we're doing.
Braelon, how do you not let the moment get too big for this team going into, you know, night game, Columbus, number 3 Ohio State? How do you guys not get too hyped about that?
I feel, you know, before I was kind of approaching it, you know, like another game. And then, you know, Coach Leonard had talked to us after practice, and, you know, he said, you know, like, we're not going to treat this like another game, because it's not. You know, this is a big game. And once you kind of realize that and accept that fact, then everything will calm down for you. And your preparation is just as important. You just have to do it a little better. So, you know, we are looking at it as a big game. We know what it is. We're not going to ignore that. So I think, you know, it comes into it, or what we do this week, you know, leading up to the game, kind of has a major factor in how we play this week.
Has the staff ever said that to you before a game? Did they ever do that last year, maybe before Notre Dame, Michigan, Penn State in those big games, or is this the first?
Not that I recall.
Where did he did it with the whole team?
Yeah.
Jim did, and where was it? Like
just out after practice.
Was it a long thing? Jim doesn't really talk very much, right? But
no, it's kind of every Monday coach speaks after practice.
Okay. Did you appreciate what he said? I mean, it was kind of like.
Yeah, I do, because, you know, he's played in many big games, and, you know, this is really my first one. It's the biggest game I've ever played in. So hearing that, like, you know, don't treat it, you know, like it's another game. You know it's big, so that just, you know, makes you want to play better.
Gets up to it,
yeah,
own it.
Definitely.
Braelon, last time Wisconsin went down there, Jonathan Taylor was kind of shut down and held in check. Just curious if you watched that film at all, or if you saw the game at all. Just curious.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times. I was actually planning on watching it back today, just to kind of see. They have a different D coordinator, obviously, but I watched a little bit of. I don't know what year it was. No, it was Duke versus Pitt. He was a D coordinator at Duke, so I was watching James Conner against his defense a little bit. But I'm gonna watch the 2019 game today.
My bad if you didn't ask, but being a guy from Wisconsin, not playing at Wisconsin.
What's that?
But you're from Wisconsin. You know the kind of the program. The team hasn't beaten Wisconsin in a while. Is there a different sense of motivation for you coming into this game?
Yeah, I mean it's you want to beat everybody, and you know a team like that you especially want to beat. So I would say that's the same. You know you want to win.